Hi, my name is Cindy, aka Z9designs. Today is What Would You Make? So sit back, relax, and watch what I can make out of wood. That is so in, you're not going to believe it. Watch. DIY number 1, bookmark and gift tag. Supplies needed include a wood gift tag and wood bookmark, wood glue, black, white, and brown acrylic paint, antique gold rub and buff, gold glitter, stencil, punch, sandpaper, and velvet ribbon, black and brown. So, I had a couple of pieces of wood in my stash to make a gift tag, ornament, and a bookmark. I wanted this to be Christmas or fall. And I had a crocodile, not the real kind that will chew you up, but this is a punch, and I punched an opening at the top of the unfinished wood. And that was so that I could thread my ribbon through it. And because the wood was a bit rough around the edges, I took some sandpaper and smoothed it. And I used my little mini vacuum to clean up the mess. I think I got this from Dollar Tree some time ago, and it works pretty good. In addition, I painted the bookmark black on both sides. And let it dry. Then I pounced some brown over the black and also let that dry. Now, on the opposite side, I had a stencil and I painted the stencil white. Then I flipped it over and I had another stencil. I did the same thing. I made the stencil, pounced it with white paint, and then I took some brown antique wax and put that over that, and that just kind of dulled it down. I had a mold. I used a bell mold that had 3 different sizes of bells. Next, I put my air-dried clay in the mold and remove the bells. I cut away the excess of the clay to reveal a flawless, smooth bells that are just beautiful. When they were a little damp, I painted them brown. When they were fully dry, I finished them with some antique gold rub and buff. And then I had a brown velvet ribbon that was threaded through the opening, and I displayed it on the book. Now, how cool is that? A 2-sided bookmark. Next, the same process was used, but for this time a gift tag, or you could even use it as a tree ornament. And then I used some air dry clay on one side and plaster of Paris on the other side. You see, I thought that the plaster of Paris was going to be really good, but it turned out, I really didn't like it. But one turned out really good and the other one didn't. So there is one that is made out of plaster of Paris and the other one is air dry clay. And I think it looks fine. So I painted the pine cone brown and I put antique wax on it, and then I put some Mod Podge, and then I sprinkled a few little sprinkles of glitter so that it would catch the sunlight and shine. Now, how cute is that? Now, I put a pine cone on the other side, but I didn't put sparkles in that. And then I just used a black ribbon through the opening and hung it on the little tree. So let me know what you think about this one. DIY number 2, a two-sided nativity set. The supplies needed include a thrifted piece of wood, acrylic paint, rub-on nativity scene, and a rub-on shepherd scene, a wooden knob, wood glue, and rub and buff. People didn't want this piece of wood, so they gave it to me. And it had scratches and indentation over the wood. And I knew I could make something nice that would make somebody smile. So I painted it with the buttermilk acrylic paint on both sides and let it dry. I put the nativity scene on the wood and rubbed it on the front. In addition, I rubbed some brown paint on the sides and a little bit on each side to kind of age it up a little bit so it would look kind of old. Then I flipped it over and I put the shepherds on the back. And, you know, it looks kind of cohesive because the shepherds were there when Jesus was born. And remember, the wise men didn't come till later. I found a wooden piece that looked like a knob, and I painted it brown, and then I added a little bit of rub and buff on it. Then I used some wood glue to put the wooden knob right on the top. I think it's very unique. Christmas is coming, and I think we should remember, think about Jesus versus giving gifts and all of the other stuff that we do. So we really need to remember Jesus was born to save us. Okay, now what you would make is hosted by Rustic and Lace DIY and Divine Design. These ladies are so talented and make great things from wood. So be sure to subscribe, like, save, and comment on their channels. They are innovative, unique, and interesting, and the link to their channels is in the description box below. Now, there are other DIYers or crafters that would like to show you what they can make out of wood. So be sure to check out their channels. Subscribe, like, and save their channels also. The link to the playlist is in the description box below. DIY number 3, a round wooden tray. The supplies needed include a wood round, 3 round wooden legs, white acrylic paint, antique wax, dishwater safe Mod Podge, and wood glue. Now, I am not sure where I got the wood round, but hey, it was in my stash, so I decided that I was going to make something that looked a little bit on the modern side. And because I had so many ideas floating around in my head, my decision was easy. However, it became a work in progress, but not too bad. I would say out of all of them, this was the one that was the easiest. So I used my white paint and used a little water and just kind of whitewash the wood round on both sides. Then I took the wooden balls and painted them with a paper towel in a rich khaki brown. And then I put some Mod Podge to give it a hard finish. And then I let it dry on a stick. As I was finishing up the wood round, I noticed the edges were a little bit rough, so I took some sandpaper and kind of made the edges smooth, so it looked a lot better to me. Lastly, I used a dishwater safe Mod Podge for the top so that it could be clean, without a problem. Now, if you have liked what you've seen, please subscribe, like, save, and comment. Crafting is satisfying, but can be very challenging, and I always enjoy your comments. Also, follow me on Instagram, TikTok, Threads, and Facebook. And thanks for watching each and every week. I love to see what you say. And remember, if we have no peace, it is because we have forgotten that we belong to each other, and this is unknown. Okay, we'll see you later. Or see you next time. Bye-bye.